Question 793. A broker employed by the seller will owe a duty to the buyer if A. The broker's actions go beyond the scope of his agreement with the seller. B. The sale does not close. C. There is a mistake made in filing the paperwork for a sale. D. None of the above. Correct answer is A. The broker's actions go beyond the scope of his agreement with the seller. The closing of the sale doesn't determine if a duty was owed. Duties exist throughout the transaction process. A mistake in paperwork might lead to liability for negligence or breach of contract, but it doesn't automatically create a duty to the buyer if no agency relationship existed. The duty to the buyer stems from the nature of the representation or actions taken. A broker employed by the seller, the listing broker, has a primary fiduciary duty to the seller. This means they must act in the seller's best interests, including loyalty, confidentiality, disclosure of material facts to the seller, and diligent representation. Even when representing the seller, a real estate broker generally owes certain non-fiduciary duties to the buyer. These duties include honesty, fair dealing, and the disclosure of all known material facts affecting the value or desirability of the property that are not known to, or within the diligent attention and observation of, the buyer. This is a duty to the transaction itself and to avoid misrepresentation. A broker primarily serving a seller can unintentionally create an implied agency with a buyer. This occurs if their actions, like offering advice or assistance, suggest they're acting on the buyer's behalf, extending their duties beyond the original seller agreement. Such an implied relationship would then impose fiduciary duties on the broker towards the buyer. If the broker, or another agent within the same brokerage, represents both the seller and the buyer in the same transaction, this creates a dual agency. In a dual agency, the broker owes fiduciary duties to both the buyer and the seller, but with limitations on confidentiality regarding price and motivation unless express consent is given. Dual agency requires informed written consent from both parties.